As we're following breaking news, the California Highway Patrol in pursuit of a felony suspect.
Let's get right to Mark Kono overhead in Sky 5 with the very latest. Mark.
Well, have a look at what you're seeing here, guys. This is what we believe to be a kind of a charcoal gray colored Honda, maybe an Acura, that has been traveling through the Orange County area here. We are now on surface streets westbound on Victoria Street and in towards Huntington Beach. That's the Santa Ana River that he's just crossed over towards Hamilton Avenue, and northbound now on Brookhurst Street. So northbound Brookhurst on the west side of the Santa Ana River, and that's kind of what we're tracking right now. This all started, we believe, with the LA County Sheriffs who had a shooting suspect, possibly a car-to-car shooting suspect, and they initiated a pursuit, and the pursuit did carry on freeways for quite a bit before he exited the freeway about 10 minutes ago. He has been on surface streets not too far from John Wayne Airport, not too far from the South Coast Plaza and the 405 freeway. We have now made it back via surface streets over towards Huntington Beach, where again we are northbound on Brookhurst, and he's just made his way into a parking lot. As you can see there, he's just trying to get away, shimmy through the buildings there, and he's going to make a left turn kind of westbound on the other side of that building. Here he goes coming out. We understand that there are at least two people in this vehicle here. One, the driver, and the second, a passenger who has occasionally been opening the passenger door, presumably in an effort, as the car slows down, to jump out and make a run for it here. Now, a couple of articles also thrown out of the vehicle here. We understand that this was possibly a stolen vehicle that might have been used in a shooting of some sort here, and so thereby you might surmise that one of the articles that might have been thrown out may have been a weapon. We just don't know at this time here, but what we can tell you is there is a desperate attempt by these two individuals here to not give up and to escape the authorities who are pursuing him. Right now we have an LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter circling overhead, keeping very close tabs, and several units of the Sheriff's Department who are also in pursuit northbound. Again, we are still on Brookhurst Street as we make our way basically up towards the 405 freeway in about another mile and a half here. So just passing Fletcher, and we're making a right turn off of Brookhurst Street on Adams, and so a right turn, that's going to be westbound as we make our way over towards, again, the Santa Ana River. You can see that this guy is traveling pretty quickly here, so speeds in excess of 70, 80 miles per hour, and that's on surface streets here. When he was on Okay, I've got you there. When he was on the freeway, he had reached speeds up to 89, 90 miles an hour here. So obviously this guy's not trying to give up at this point here. So two suspects at the very least inside of this dark-colored car, possibly a stolen vehicle that might have been used in a shooting here. So we're just trying to clarify a lot of the elements of the story. But in the meantime, as you can see here, just a lot of erratic driving, a lot of unpredictable driving, a lot of high-speed driving, very dangerous on surface streets as well as on the freeway here. So doing everything that they can to avoid having to give up peacefully at this point. We're now traveling eastbound along Adams Avenue here, and traveling again at very high rates of speed. Right now we're just encountering a pocket of slowing here, probably a pocket of 15 to 20 vehicles here blocking all lanes of traffic. So there might come a point where, depending on this guy's state of mind, he might want to weave in and out or try and get away from this slower traffic here. So what with the police department and sheriff's department behind him and slower traffic ahead, he is going to have to try and make some invasive moves to get away from these guys if he wants to continue here. But he'll just be coming up on an area of slower traffic. Okay, the red light just turned green, so he's going to be able to make his way. I've got you there. He's going to make his way through the intersection there. That was a red light just a few seconds ago here. So, again, we're moving into a kind of a commercial area here, eastbound along Adams Avenue, and a little bit closer to the 73, a little bit closer to the 405 freeway here. You can see that door does occasionally open here, and the passenger in this situation has been opening the door quite frequently, we believe, in an attempt to, oh, okay, there he goes, right through the intersection there. He almost got T-boned on the driver's side there, but it looks like he was able to squeeze through without making any contact there. But again, okay, just a dangerous situation here. We're just, again, eastbound, coming up on what looks to be a school of some sort here, so we'll figure that out. But, you know, again, the possibility of, you know, students or staff being outside, that kind of increases the possibility of risk of danger coming to anyone here. So he made a quick U-turn, and now he's back on the boulevard here. Looks like he was in the right turn pocket, decided that wasn't going to be the best way to go into the parking lot of the school. So now he's made his way back onto the major again. Again, that's going to be Adam. That's Orange Coast College, by the way, Orange Coast College. I can occasionally have a look at the map here and figure it out, but Orange Coast College now traveling eastbound on the north end of Orange Coast College here, guys. Let me send it back down to you for a moment.
All
All right, Mark.
Okay, here now.
This guy's really traveling at a high rate of speed on surface streets in the Costa Mesa, Huntington Beach area. Again, this is a stolen vehicle, possibly involved in a car-to-car shooting. Pursuit starting with the LA County Sheriff's Department, and now they're deep down into Orange County.
Yeah, and what's scary about this is that, we cover these pursuits. Whoa. We cover these pursuits,
He almost hit a cop.
Yeah.
Traveling on the wrong side of the road, very high rates of speed. We are basically southbound, and this is going to be Fairview Road, southbound on Fairview Road, and we're just now. Wow, okay, so the police have actually backed off a little bit here. Sheriff's helicopter is still overhead, keeping very close tabs on this car here, but as you can see, he is still traveling southbound at a pretty high rate of speed here, coming through a residential area here. He'll be coming up on the 55 freeway here in about half a mile. I don't know that he has an option to get on the freeway. It looks like there's an on-ramp there. So, of course, at this point, it looks like he's basically traveling in a big circle here and has been for the better part of about 20 minutes here now. He was southbound on the 405 freeway, southbound on the 55, made his way down to Newport Beach, and then that's where we kind of came live as he was leaving Newport Beach over towards Huntington Beach on surface streets here. So it does look like he's kind of making a big circle around this part of Costa Mesa here, guys.
Yeah, and what I was saying a little while ago, just in terms of these pursuits, they're very dangerous. They're always dangerous, but add armed suspect, stolen vehicle, agitated driver, and it makes sense why sometimes the deputies will pull back, because it only agitates them more and gets them going faster, and then it puts other drivers in danger. But it looks like he's jumped back onto the freeway now, so we're back on the 55. Mark had mentioned that he was originally on the 405 south to the 55 and then got back on surface streets. There's a chance that he could exit here again.
He's
but again,
done this lap before, right?
Oh,
Gil?
he has. Well, and that's another thing that we talk about a lot too, is that.
So
Go ahead.
there you go, kind of coming off the 55 freeway there as it kind of funnels into Newport Beach here. This is an area that he came through probably about 10 minutes ago, and we kind of did that big circle around Newport over towards Huntington Beach. So let's see what he does here. If he kind of copies what he did last time, he would have made a right turn right there, but it looks like he's going to go straight southbound. So straight southbound over towards Newport Beach proper. So basically heading over towards the ocean. I would have to say that based on what we're seeing here in terms of traffic, he is probably going to want to get off of this street here because traffic is moderate to heavy at this point. He's got a green light directly ahead of him, but just beyond that, another quarter mile, there's a red light with a lot of cars that are stopped ahead of him. So let's kind of look and see what he does here. He's in the right turn pocket, but he's going to go straight. So he's going to go straight, and he's going to run into slower traffic here, traffic that is essentially stopped at this point, waiting for a red light here. So you can kind of see, there you go. Now he's in the right turn pocket. He's made that right turn onto the frontage road. Onto the frontage road here. There's a couple of businesses there, and it's right off the main street here. So he's going to bypass a lot of that traffic. If we widen out the shot just a tiny bit, Gil, that bypassed traffic is just on the left side of him. But at any rate, he is going to be on this frontage road, on this street, heading over towards another major here. We'll try and get that for you here, but okay, we've got you there. It looks like he might be going straight or might be making a right turn there. And basically a right turn would take him basically to the southwest. So over towards Huntington Beach, although there is not a bridge that crosses over through the wetlands into Huntington Beach here. So he's going to have to work his way out of here if he continues on another mile or so. So let's see kind of what he does here. But 177th Street is what he's tracking here, kind of southwestbound, westbound, off of the major here. And we just kind of continue here. So, you know, just to give you guys a heads up, the police department is basically backed off. I have not heard any direct instruction or anything like that, but the police department is basically backed off, and so they are letting this guy kind of make his way. I think the fear of agitating this guy and setting this guy off and perhaps into doing something even more erratic and possibly causing harm to the public here might be a bigger concern at this point here. So in order to prevent that from happening, maybe just backing off a little bit here, maybe letting this guy settle down here. But there is an LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter that is right above him. They are tracking him. They are monitoring his movements here. And again, he is going to be northbound now, northbound Placentia Avenue here, coming through Costa Mesa. And we're basically tracking through, what looks to be kind of partially residential and part industrial. So not too far from some of the neighborhoods here. So he's just kind of making his way at slower speeds, and so maybe that tactic by the police department has actually worked in that he is not driving as erratically because he's not being directly chased. So let's see what he does here. Obviously some very dangerous maneuvers here, driving into oncoming traffic, almost colliding with several vehicles here, including a police vehicle that was, getting in line to pick him up southbound there. So we just kind of watch this guy, and he's definitely slowed down a little bit here, and that is certainly some good news here, especially if you're a commuter or a pedestrian on the surface streets here. But he's right at the intersection of Placentia Avenue, going to be making a right turn, it looks like, back onto Victoria Street. Victoria Street, if you remember, was a street we were on no more than about 5 minutes ago here. So, it stands to reason that this guy might be familiar with this area here. We have seen before where pursuit suspects kind of tend to gravitate or, gravitate towards areas that they are familiar with, and this is certainly an area that he has tracked before. So maybe a situation where he's trying to set something up. We'll see. Does he have a phone? We just don't know at this point here. So right now we are just kind of tracking him, doing circles around the Costa Mesa area here, guys.
And Mark, also too, we have seen that passenger door being attempted to be opened several times when the driver slows down. So that passenger may be wanting to escape there, but he did slow down pretty substantially on that corner and the door didn't open. So that's sort of interesting. That's an interesting component to this chase.
Well, yeah, the passenger door, was open several times here, and we presumed to let the passenger out, but I don't know that the passengers are going to want to get out at this point. We'll just kind of ride along and see where this guy takes us here. But a southbound turn, and ooh, wow, he crossed right in front of oncoming traffic into a parking lot. This parking lot, I don't think leads anywhere, so yeah, there you go, a U-turn. He has one unit of law enforcement who is right outside the parking lot, a second unit of law enforcement. He's going to be going into oncoming traffic there. He's going to be southbound and northbound lanes, and now he's crossed over. He's southbound proper now. So, okay, where a few moments ago I told you there was no law enforcement directly behind him. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half a dozen units who are in relative close proximity to this guy now. The pursuit definitely a little bit more intense as this guy kind of cruises southbound on us. So we'll kind of follow and see where this guy ends up taking us. But again, just a very active pursuit at this point here. He's coming up on a red light. You can see him heading into the right turn pocket there. As he comes up on the major, there's a car in front of him here. Is he going to cross through the intersection? Wow, okay. No, it looks like he's going to make that right turn here. So right turn, basically doing a circle here. So he makes another right turn, kind of a hairpin, into the alley behind a business, coming up on what looks to be a mobile home park. So let's see what he does. I mean, is he going to try and park and make a break for it, or is he going to kind of continue the pursuit? He's on the sidewalk there, and now he's going to be northbound. Wow, have a look at this, guys. Northbound on Harbor Boulevard. We were just southbound on Harbor Boulevard, now northbound on Harbor Boulevard here. And again, several units of law enforcement are still behind him, and LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter also above him, keeping close tabs here. So the likelihood of this guy getting away, I would guess, are slim to none at this time here. So we'll just kind of watch as he makes his way northbound. He's got a red light coming up here with cars in all 3 lanes, or in 2 lanes of traffic. So he's going to have to make his way over to that middle lane to see if he can get through. He's going to push himself into a small residential area here. small residential area here. Hamilton, thank you, Gil. Gil Davis, our Sky 5 photographer in the backseat, helping us out with tracking this car here. But in a residential area here, tracking westbound, he's passing some slower moving traffic. And this is definitely a residential neighborhood, guys. So, you know, if you are out and about, you know, outside of your home, this is not the place to be at this time because, okay, he's going to be coming into a cul-de-sac. He's got a cul-de-sac ahead of him here, so no way out that I can see.
There we go.
So I think he recognizes that. He might have saw a sign or something, but again, it looks like he's going to be trying to make a U-turn here. Okay, are they going to pin him in? Okay, they're going to box him in. They're going to box him in. Sheriff's helicopter overhead. Law enforcement behind him. Wow. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units behind this guy. Let me get over. Let me get over a little bit here to see if we can actually watch this guy jump out of the car.
Yep, somebody did.
Okay.
Yep.
Car's gone up onto the curb, hit the wall. Driver's out. And there's a runner right there. There's a runner. Okay, Hamilton Street, where it cul-de-sacs into Thurin Street in Costa Mesa. That's going to be kind of an eastbound turn through a parking lot. He's going to be coming up on a major. The sheriff's helicopter is above him. The sheriff's helicopter is tracking him. Gil is telling me he's got something in his hand. So look at this guy. Oh, my goodness. Okay, what we need is to get some of those cars out of the cul-de-sac here and onto the surface street here. Okay, I got a couple of cars. Coming out on him very shortly here.
We
got law enforcement. Okay.
Yeah, he has a gun
Mark,
in his
he's got
hand,
a
and that is
handgun.
the driver. He has a handgun in his right
I do
hand.
have you there, Aldo. Okay, so am I here north.
It looked like the
east.
passenger was trying to get out of the car, but that is, in fact, the driver who jumped out of the car, jumped over the fence, and is running. And from what we can see, it's not 100% confirmed, but we definitely both think that he had a handgun in his right hand running.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is on the other side of the building. It's kind of a courtyard for what looks to be a business, and he's heading south over towards a parking garage. So that might not be a good deal here, but he's heading southbound over towards the parking lot. He's kind of made an eastbound turn between the parking garage, which is just to the right side of your screen here, to his left. There's the sheriff's helicopter going through the screen there. But, oh boy, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
He's stealing.
Carjack in progress. Okay, so there you go. Taking out the windscreen, it looks like he pointed the gun at the owner here, and it looks like he's got into the car. No key.
Keys.
So there he is. Okay, what's he going to do? What is he going to do? My gosh. Gil, just be ready to pull out to a
He's
wide.
giving
Just
up.
be ready
He's
to pull out to a
giving
wide. Okay, so hands up. That must mean that he's facing law enforcement at this time here. So we're going to try and maneuver into a little bit better spot here. Just be ready to go wide, Gil. So I would imagine that the law enforcement at this time is looking to get this guy settled down and onto the ground at some point here so that they can take him into custody. So there they are. Okay, sorry. You see the camera chattering there. It's because we're so vertical on it here. So I'm going to try and give Gil a better shot here. So just bear with us just a moment here. Yeah, okay. All right.
So that driver, it looks like he is surrendering. He got into that car hoping probably to steal that car and drive away, but there was no key. And then to his right were the CHP officers, and so he had nowhere to go. So he's got his hands up.
That's okay.
That we know of right now. But again, he does have that handgun allegedly in his hand. So, you know, they can't just go up on him. So it's going to take a minute to get him down on the ground and get that gun away from him. And then hopefully we'll be able to get him into custody.
Yeah, we saw a passenger. You were talking about the passenger door opening. You know, but he's got a handgun. He may very well be that other person wanted to get out of the car, and he wouldn't let them.
Yes.
Okay.
And the second car, he would look like he was trying to carjack. We saw somebody standing about 30 feet behind the car, and that
see the sheriff's just
may
out
have
your door?
possibly been the car owner. Probably
Right
had the
outside
car
your
keys
door.
in their
All right, I'll
hands.
let them hover.
So there was no way he was going to be able to steal the vehicle.
Well, and as Mark mentioned, our cameras are being a little wonky right now because he was so vertical over it. So he's trying to get a better angle for us so we can get in there and see what's happening. But, you know, with trying to maneuver all the helicopters up in the sky and cameras, so we'll be on it in a second. So, Mark, are you seeing anything from your point of view?
Okay, we're going to come northbound a little bit here.
All right,
I do
so
have you
if
over.
you're just joining us, this pursuit, really interesting. A stolen vehicle, alleged stolen vehicle. He pulled over from a gun-to-gun shooting from one vehicle to another. And then the pursuit started on the 405 in Lakewood, 405 to the 55 South, ended up in Newport along Costa Mesa and also Huntington Beach. A lot of fast speeds on surface streets, and then he got stuck in a cul-de-sac and had nowhere to go, and basically exited that car, jumped over a fence, and here we've got the shot back. So it looks like they have apprehended him by now.
Yeah, and when he jumped out of the car at the end of that cul-de-sac just ran into a wall
Yep.
or a house or whatever was there. And he took off running, and like you said, he clearly had a handgun in his hands and tried to carjack another car. Wasn't going to work, and at that point he pretty much knew that it was over, and he was wise enough to put his hands in the air, and now this suspect has been apprehended. Again, this is a gray Honda Civic or an Acura. We're not quite sure which model. Started in LA County Sheriff's Department went pursuit all the way down into Orange County. When we picked this up, he was driving on surface streets in Costa Mesa, Huntington Beach, a little bit of Newport Beach, and basically kind of driving in a big circle, you know, occasionally pulling into a parking lot. But as you said, he pulled into that cul-de-sac, and that's where he made the wrong move because he had no way to escape because about 3 or 4 black and white units pulled in, and there was no way he was going to get out. And that's when he jumped out of the car and took off running, but now this is finally over.
Well, the great thing, he is in handcuffs now, and that gun being taken away from him. We are going to take a quick break. We'll find out more eventually of what happened to that passenger, and we'll be right back.